lot of articles and blogs on the internet talking about various Hindu practices and traditions which are harmful and devoid of any scientific explanation. While I can understand this coming from societies who have never understood life as deeply as the Eastern cultures, especially the Indian culture, it is a bit saddening to see certain blogs and other content put out by the indigenous people not understanding the traditions of the culture we are from. This culture has a history of thousands of years. Many people from the past who have figured out life in all dimensions, not just physical, but life in its entirety, have set up certain guidelines for people who do not have the necessary awareness to follow these instructions and reap benefits from them. Fortunately, there are a plethora of such ancient practices still being implemented, even in the most rural of houses to the biggest one in India. In the Hindu culture, married women are referred to as Devi. Generally, she is depicted in a red sari. Red is always the color of Devi, because red is the first constituent of white light when it's split into fragments of 7 subsequent colors. Symbolically, it's being said that white light is still in its non-physical, and the first color from the non-physical to physical is red. In other words, red is the basis of all the creation. Devi is also associated with the Agnya Chakra, which is the point between the eyebrows, and it's at this point where Devi is said to reside. This is the reason women put red kumkum in the middle of their eyebrows. Another reason for this is also to represent that someone is married. In the Western culture, they have ring fingers to symbolize the same, while here, a married woman can be identified by the sindoor or the toe rings. Once a woman is married, she applies this red paste of lime and turmeric, indicating she is no longer to be approached. There are other health benefits as well. This mixture relaxes the muscles of the forehead and provides instant relief. People in the past have understood that by stimulating this point, immense health benefits could be reaped. Like the nerves around here, when stimulated, increases the blood flow to the nasal passage, aiding in nasal congestion and clearing up sinuses. Apart from that, the mixture is antibacterial in nature and helps to keep infections at bay. Sitting down on the floor to eat food was very much a part of the Indian culture. More than the scientific implications, there were deeper and significant reasons attributed to this practice. People of the past have identified that food has to go through the mouth. Now, it shouldn't matter if we stand or sit because we can only consume the food through the mouth, right? Wrong. Consuming the food while standing or while keeping your legs open was understood to have a bad impact on the system. The reason for this is that every cell in the body craves for food or water. The human body was understood to have an intelligence of its own. Even though technically, even while standing or sitting, we consume the food by the mouth, keeping the whole body exposed to food is not considered the right way and is believed to be detrimental to the human system. Supplying the fuel through the alimentary canal by closing the lower body or even shielding it visibly from the food is always understood to be the right approach while consuming food. Even if we put aside the subtle aspects, scientifically speaking, sitting down on the floor with crossed legs helps in improving our digestion process. Placing your plate on the ground and slightly moving your body forward to eat and coming back to your original position stimulates the muscles in the abdomen to function better. This repeated action triggers the abdominal muscles, which increases the secretion of stomach acids and allows food to digest faster. Cross-legged position enhances the blood circulation in our body as it calms the nerves and releases away the tension in it. It keeps the heart healthy, as when we're sitting down, there is less pressure on our body and it's easier for the heart to distribute blood to all parts of the body evenly. Eating with hands is considered unhygienic and unpleasant in most parts of the world. But in the Indian culture, we always eat with our hands. Because we understand that if the food we eat is not good enough to be touched, how is it good enough to be eaten and consumed? There are so many articles written about how eating with hands is an art. It's not really an art. It's more of an understanding of how the human body works in relation to the food we eat. Ayurveda says the nerve endings in our fingers are known to activate and stimulate the digestive juices, aiding in digestion. Millions of nerve endings in your fingers relay the information to the brain that we're about to consume a meal, including the temperature of the food, level of spiciness and texture of food, thereby preparing the stomach for digestion. Also, whether we are eating roti or rice, eating with the hands is a lot more ideal and comfortable than with any form of cutlery. Ayurveda says You're not only what you eat, you're also what you digest. When the digestive fires are low, instead of cleanly digesting your foods, you began to create and accumulate toxins known as ama. Ayurveda believes that ama, which is the root cause of all disease, is a result of poor digestion. When you first begin to accumulate ama, you may experience many things like cravings, mood swings, fatigue, anxiety, bad breath, and few other symptoms. If you continue to indulge in poor dietary habits and create more ama, this toxic, undigested food eventually migrates into the bloodstream and circulates throughout the body, manifesting in more serious conditions. It is important to halt and eliminate ama before it causes deeper problems. The digestive organs are among the largest organs in the body and requires tremendous amount of energy to function on a regular basis. Resetting the digestive tract by fasting allocates energy to improve Agni, burn away toxins, and to build a strong immune system. But care is to be taken to not overdo this. It has been established that fasting is done on certain days of a month to allow the body to naturally cleanse itself. Body can detox itself naturally without any intervention. We can observe such actions even in dogs where they eat a blade of grass or chew on something to regurgitate and start over fresh. The statistics in July 2021 say that more than 5.7 million children under 5 are on the brink of starvation across the world. If not for the health benefits, this might be an impetus to some people to indulge in fasting occasionally. In India, tremendous care is taken by people in terms of which direction to sleep in during the night. It's with incredible understanding that people of the past have advised against sleeping with the head facing north. When residing closer to the North Pole, sleeping with the head facing north coincides with the magnetic pull of the planet towards the north. If the body is in line with the magnetic pull of the planet for long hours of time, the magnetic attraction of the pole will influence the iron present in our bloodstream in a huge way. Prolonged exposure of the magnetic influence is definitely not good for anyone, and depending on how strong the system is, the effects will vary, even resulting in death. Human system is invariably connected with the nature and the larger cosmos in ways unimaginable. There are many more traditions that are part of a culture which was deep rooted in understanding the nature of the human body and mind. Many more traditions which addressed almost every aspect of how biology functions and operates. The Sanatan Dharma is not a religion. It is meant to be a way to live life. The whole mechanics of the human body and mind were deeply thought of before laying out the knowledge to others. Unfortunately, these same ideologies have to come from the Western institutes for us to approve. The more we move away from nature, the more we move away from the basics of life, the more we suffer. And this is what we're seeing in the world right now.